The governor of Imo State, Hope UZODINMA, who is campaigning for a second term in office, announced an initiative to equip the youth in Imo State with contemporary technical skills. The governor, during his campaign on Tuesday, said that he has begun negotiations with foreign-based partners and that by December this year, 4,000 Imo youth will be employed in Europe.
I have gone further to negotiate with the European Union companies and Canadian companies. They are sending us special areas of digital skill, which our youth will also learn. And by December this year, 4,000 Imo youth will be employed in Europe. Comes, the governor will pay for your 8 tickets.
All right, Dr. Abatam, 4,000 Imo youth will be employed by December. He'll send them their letters of, appointment and all of that. Some people have hailed it as a great initiative because obviously, diaspora remittances are great. But I mean, well, 4,000 Imo youths, are they employed in Imo State at this point as we speak, Dr. Abati?
Well, there's nothing great about the proposal by the governor. And this is why we tell politicians, if they don't have anything to say, they should just keep quiet. It's not important that you say something that doesn't make sense. Now, the crowd may be gullible at a time when many Nigerians want to leave the country. They call it the Jackpot syndrome. And although the president and his wife went to New York, and both of them were telling people to jackpada, to come back home because there's an enabling environment. Apparently, the governor of Imo State, perhaps having failed to provide an enabling environment and create jobs for people in his own domain, and Imo State has enough resources to be a center of productivity.
Excellent.
That the young people of Imo State will be gainfully engaged within the environment. But now you have the governor seeking a second term, preaching to the people that he will empower the people with skills so that they can go and get jobs in Europe. And he has talked to people abroad. And when the employment letters come, the state government will use state government money, the people's money, to buy tickets, to send people abroad. I mean, it doesn't make sense. The logic of it appears grossly incredible. And that's why we say, look, it doesn't make sense. The primary responsibility of the governor should be to make Imo State into an industrial center, a center of productivity, and to create opportunities for the young people of Imo State so that they can have hope, they can get jobs in the environment. I think it's most strange. It's the strangest form of campaign that we have seen in recent times, whereby a governor, a politician will be telling the people in his area that he will send them abroad. Okay, let us even assume that happens. He sends 4,000. Then, of course, he's telling the rest of the people, that it's better to leave this state and go to Canada or go to Europe. Well, let him be advised appropriately that at the moment now in the UK, for example, in case the UK is one of the countries that is targeting, Suella Braverman has been campaigning that, look, migrants should stay away. They should not come. And that there is an issue with the 1951 UN Convention on refugees, in case you even want to claim refugee status. On Tuesday, she's going to speak again against the European Court of Human Rights. The European Court of Human Rights is allowing all kinds of people to come into Europe on the grounds of human rights provisions in the law. So the same Europe that Governor UZODINMA is saying will give jobs. In fact, many of those countries in Europe don't want anybody to come. They prefer they stay in their own countries.
4,000 at that.
So, what is 4,000 out of the population of Imo State? So, I hope his opposition will pick this up and make heavy weather out of it. Maybe there will be other political parties who will say, well, we'll give you hope so that you stay in Imo State, so that you don't run away.
Yeah, I like that. We'll give you hope. Well, hope to the youth in Imo State. Hope UZODINMA is providing hope.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to critically analyze this. And let me dig deep. Yes, Imo has a lot of unemployment, you know, in the States. And you will think that the governor should be able to create jobs for people within. Also, in the past couple of months, Imo has not really brought in anything in terms of foreign direct investment. So I'm wondering, what are these foreign companies and everything, you know, that he's talking about? And why do you need to pay thousands of... Because if you say, okay, averagely at the rate of 2 million naira per ticket, for 4,000, who's going to provide that money?
Economy.
Yeah, that's economy. No, economy is benchmark, Dr. Abati. Economy is benchmark. Those youths will not be flying business.
You expect Hope UZODINMA to put them in business class?
So what are you saying, Dr. Abati? Your wawulence is too much. So who will be paying? Because if you have that money as a state, you rather create schemes for people to be able to have jobs. But what he said is practically possible. Since he measured the digital economy, recently I was part of a scheme where we help, you know, train close to 5,000 people, digital skills. And when you give them that skill, actually, they can work remotely, so they don't need to travel abroad. Where you can give people digital skills, basic things like coding, programming language, and things like that. And they can be able to work for companies abroad. That was what made Andela popular, famous. Somebody I know, Talent QL, is also doing that. You know, what's this called? Adewale Yusuf. You know, it's also possible to be able to train them within and all of that. But I don't get this as explanation. But if it's that line he's talking about, giving them digital skill and train them,
No, it's not that line.
I say if.
He said he will
pay for flight tickets.
No, I've been able to settle that. Nobody needs to, because that's a way of already to hopefully siphon money. That's when you're saying pay for a flight ticket, it doesn't hold water. But what I'm saying, the point that makes that people can actually be given digital skills here, but it will make them work remotely.
But you know,
but if he's paying for flight tickets, I don't know about that one. That one is a suspect.
So people have argued that people that work abroad, they bring money back home. So maybe that's what his plan is.
Yeah.
He wants to empower them to go abroad so they can work and bring money back home and even come back and teach, you know, the Imo citizens.
So I think the APC have to be clear as to where they stand on this Japa situation. On one hand, because at least the last time I checked, he still belonged to the same party as the president. On one hand, the president is trying to ensure that Nigeria is suitable for people who have jackpot, who have gone abroad to come back home. Whilst on the other hand, another member of his party is campaigning with the promise that he wants to send even more people abroad. No, this was to go. Abroad, yes, they don't. President is jackpot, that he is jackpot. And isn't it sad that jackpot or migration is being used as a tool for electioneering? In other parts of the world, the UK that was cited earlier, immigration is also used as a tool for electioneering, especially when it comes to conservatives and now even the Labour Party. Let us strengthen our borders. We don't, jobs for our UK people. Instead, we, on the other hand, are telling people that we want to send you away, not close our borders so that we keep our people or keep jobs for our people. Why? The disrespect. And then that's why the UK can decide to increase visa fees. So let's bear that in mind in part of the European plans in terms of the budget. They would increase. And then we are treated, we are maltreated when we go to apply for visas. We're seen as it's such a desperate attempt. It's so attractive that a governor would use it as a tool to attract people to vote for him, that he would provide jobs, not in his state, not empower people, not create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive in his state, but he wants to send people abroad. There's a problem there. It should not have been seen. It should not have been said. It should not even have been thought of for him to bring this out. It is shameful.
Well, all right, Ayo. We'll take